Me and Sam got into a slight argument about Star Wars and.
All right, now, not too
yeah,
much.
I'm not good. Cause he told me not to bring it up around you, so I'm not good.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's so funny. Now I need to know what you said.
I just like Star Trek.
Yep.
See, we're not gonna go into.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
But yeah, you
Leave
about to
it
break
alone.
down the song though. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it alone, child.
That's why I'm moving on.
Did you want me to play it? Like, are you gonna
So
play it, or-
acapella.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then you could sing it. You could just break down the lyrics. That's up to you. But acapella.
so okay, I guess I'll do that. I'll just do like the first verse and the first chorus.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, feel comfortable with doing.
So yeah, this is a song. First song on the last EP that I released.
What's it called?
The EP?
Both of them.
Oh, okay. Song's called When You Know,
Woo!
but spelled WYK.
Letters.
Not letters.
Oh, I never go anywhere without my hype man. All right.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the worst hype man ever.
Letters.
What's it called? Both of them.
Yeah, so the song's called When You Know, aka WYK, on a project called Cyanius. That was produced largely with our good friend Leno Cinco, and actually it has a track featuring V called Pierre.
Mm-hmm. Great song.
It's a great song. Yeah, but immediately when you were like asked us, you gave us this assignment. I thought of the song When You Know. Cool. So. What's in a look? What's in a touch? What paints the pretty picture you call crush? They say that when you know, you just know. But baby, how do I know for sure? Born with the moon and Gemini. Not knowing what to do is a best friend of mine. Not knowing where we stand feels like my home address. So tell me what to make of this mess. When you know that there's something here, can you let go, just let go of the fear? When you know that there's something there, can we strip it back and be laid bare? So...
Wait, hold on.
I need to get the acapella that I had a whole nother beat in mind.
Okay, remix. I just got my remixes. Okay.
I'm gonna get it from Leno.
Okay, I've been waiting. Thank you. Oh. Thanks, Brandon. Thank you for the
so
stats.
good. Oh. See, I should have went first.
Not even.
I blame him.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault.
You did do that.
Oh, the remix or the regular one?
Hold up.
Everything his fault, basically.
Hey, so we never mind. I'm not about to address mystical lyrics in that song.
Not today. Not today. I was about to say not on Black History Month, but it's not Black History Month. But not,
Yeah,
not
no,
today.
the time passed. I'm up. Fuck it. On the remix, like and like it's just like the conviction, like he really thought that this line was really tight. He said, "I make your tightest, hardest rapper brush his teeth with my dick." Isn't really a bar.
Wait, what was the first one? I just remember brush your teeth with my dick.
I make it doesn't really. I make your tightest, hardest rapper. Like I guess like whoever you think is the coolest rapper, and like
What does that mean, mystical?
well, so many things come into play, right?
By the way, I love that my song took you here. I love that. That make you think of mystical.
No, it was just like one word. I don't know what made me think of mystical. No, we was talking about It Ain't My Fault.
Oh.
And the song that I'm talking about is It Ain't My Fault, the remix.
Okay,
Connect them dots.
Yeah, but so I feel like what he's trying to say, and I feel like it's stupid to like break down these kind of lyrics, but so like I feel like people think it's offensive to try to use something like that, especially in rap. Just be like, I'm gonna talk about my dick in reference to a rapper you like, because that's a no-no. You know, like so that was the bar. But just like the way that he yelled it in the song, like he was like, all right, this is it. This is the bar.
The conviction.
Yeah,
The unmitigated call.
And that's the first line I think about when I think about It Ain't My Fault.
Sick. Sick. And not you. It's not your fault.
No, it's not a bar. I fuck with Mystical, but like that, it's just he's done way cooler things. That just was not a bar.
Yeah.
He got so many moments that's just not bars. But he also has some cool whatever.
Oh no, he was gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was gonna break it down.
Yes. So let's see. Let me take a look.
Dang, I made you put the notebook down.
What Chris Evans just said?
I
My
went off on the
notebook.
side tangent, made you put the notebook down. I'm sorry. I apologize. For real, I apologize.
It's okay. So I hope it's not boring if I read it. I just really like what I wrote.
No, it's
Oh,
not. It's
no,
not. It's a greatly written song.
Go for it.
Yeah. You good.
If we were, and by the way, I might reference some of what we talked about before, but it's okay. Full circle.
Absolutely.
Okay. If we were to break down the concept of control to its most key ingredients, I believe that we would recognize the idea of knowing at the heart of it. In a positive context, we can look at this as people knowing and trusting their capabilities. An athlete knows what they can do when it's time to compete. A performer knows what they can do when it's time to get on stage. A model knows that they can strut when it's time to hit the runway. Knowing, or at least the feeling of, is key. With this concept in mind, it's pretty easy to recognize the inverse. I think we all know on a primal level how the lack of knowing can make one feel out of control. Of course, there are extreme versions of this when we are talking about the base level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The version that I'm exploring in this song, though, is that not knowing when it comes to a crush. It's not as extreme for most, but it can be intense in its own way. Having strong feelings for someone, but struggling to feel clear on how they feel the not knowing can certainly make one feel out of control. Wait, did that make sense? Having strong feelings for someone,
It makes sense.
but struggling to feel clear on how they feel. The not knowing. Oh, okay, there was a comma there. It was a comma. The not knowing.
Yeah, I get the phrase.
I read it
Yeah.
together. Can certainly make one feel out of control. The first verse opens with questions and then closes with the desire for resolution. And I even use the phrase not knowing, and also the song is called When You Know. So, and then so that is just kind of looking at that first verse. What's in a look, what's in a touch, what's in the pretty picture you call crush.
Very weighty questions.
You know? Like I want to know. They say that when you know, you just know, but baby, how do I know for sure?
Right. Like I feel like how weighted those first few questions are really feeds into the hook, because like when you know that something, like it makes it so important. Like when you know the answer to the, you know, like I just like the way that those connect with each other. That's all.
I think it's dope too because, like, they're like important. Those aren't like trivial questions, because like, you know, especially when you feel like you're feeling somebody, you like want to know so that your feelings or your energy isn't misplaced. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I feel like sometimes like we can trivialize like those questions we ask because it's like, oh well, maybe it doesn't mean anything, but it could like the answer is like important. You know, like yeah.
And I think it was, I mean, and so much of what inspired the song was just being in these situations where it felt like there was so much that went unsaid. Yeah. You know? And so it just kind of lives in this invisible void of you know, the looks and, you know, the sort of little touches and moments and, you know, those sorts of things. Like it's almost like the whole idea lives in those things. And so, yeah, but it's like the naming of it, you know, like that's like this whole other. It's the whole other world. There's like, you know what I mean? There's the universe inside the not knowing, and then like all that is to be born. Like if we were to name it, if we were to like talk about it.
But like, what makes us scared not to ask? And that's what I was gonna like say, because I feel like sometimes, you know, you can be talking to somebody, or not even talking like in a relationshipy way, but like, you know, you're getting to know someone, and like you realize that there may be a feeling there or whatever. But like sometimes I feel like we feel like it's taboo to ask questions along those like lines, you know. And I definitely feel that for me, like I, you know, I'm gonna let them tell me, or like, you know, I'll just let it fade. I'd rather let the feelings fade than like embarrass myself asking like, is this something else, you know? So it's like, what do you think, if you don't mind me asking, like what makes you like what stops you from like asking the person that, like, if you are stopped in asking?
I feel like that's probably a really long story. So just to give it in like maybe the most Reader's Digest way, I think it's the way when it's like, you know how words and actions don't always meet up?
Absolutely.
So that's how to, they're saying one thing, but the vibes I'm feeling are something different. And it is like, what the fuck is this? You know, and that's what full circle. That's what the course is. When you know that there's something here, can you let go? Just let go of the fear. When you know there's something there, can we strip it back and and just, you know,
yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to do that.
Like, and exactly.
And that's a real question. Like, are you? Because you got to be prepared to do that.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, and then you gotta like let go of yourself to a certain extent to be like, well, even though I gotta accept the reality of the situation, even though like it's this for me. You know, like it means this much, and it's really unfortunate when you find yourself in a situation where like something means something to you way more than it means to the other person.
It's the worst, but it's like it's a learning moment, and I try so hard to,
you
like,
gotta make it a learning
reframe
moment.
like the disappointment or the grief over like the whatever.
Yeah, it'll
like,
tear you apart if you don't do that. You have to do. You have no choice.
like, but I didn't know that, so I was just a heartbroken man walking around here, like, you know, not realizing that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, not realizing that you have to kind of turn it into a learning moment and not like whatever. But it's interesting because words do not match up to actions a lot of times, and that's where the boundaries come in, you know, and like, you know,
a lot of people don't know how to express stuff too, though.
That's true, but I can only be you can't be responsible for that. You know what I mean? And that's what I have to tell. Like, this is not something I have mastered, but it's, you know, a conversation where, like, you know, all I can do is put my best foot forward. Like, I communicated, I said everything that I feel like I needed to say or wanted to say, and like, if, you know, I'm not feeling it, or if it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave, then I need to, like, you know, try to just
make a decision.
Yeah,
you gotta. All right, well, you weigh it. Is it worth? This, or do I end this? And you know,
and it usually never is worth it.
But there are rare situations.
This brings me back. There's a thing I want to talk about.
Okay. There's rare situations where, and not that it's worth it, but like you might be holding on to something so much from here that you'll make it make sense so many times, and like that loop is a really dangerous loop to be in.
Absolutely.
And I've definitely been in that loop.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my bad. That's the end of what I...
No, I love it. No, I love it because, you know, we talk about this a lot. I think we both have strong experiences with that. Just like that loop, the justification of the loop. You know, when your creativity just comes for your own neck, you know, your imagination is just too good for your own good.
Yeah.
Right.
Lord have mercy. But also the nuance, and this is a big thing I'm learning about, is just the respect, full circle, with the gray area and the complexity and the nuance. And because I feel like for so long it was like this back and forth thing of like trying to make it black and white, of like, this person has feelings for me, or, you know, this person's a piece of shit, you know, like, and doesn't care about me, you know, just like the back and forth. But it's like, maybe there is a possibility, and I think this is a big part of my healing process moving forward, is like, maybe both are true. maybe
Yeah.
this person is
Multiple
kinda
things can
shitty
be true.
and, like, has issues and, like, whatever, and maybe also, you know, there are feelings that are struggling to be expressed, you know? Like, both can be...
They can exist in the
You
same
know?
space.
And
It's
I-
unfortunate. You don't want to accept that they can.
And we're always loved and cared for by imperfect people, and I think our level of tolerance for a certain imperfection or, you know, whatever is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think
Right.
that's what it is. Like, no one's perfect, and like, you know, and I think we're, like I said, I was gonna repeat it, but like, you know, we're just loved by people that aren't perfect, and so, you know, it's like we are tolerance of like what you're willing to take and what the boundary is for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
And I think, and this goes back, like, I love the conversation that you were having right before the glasses incident of 2022.
The glasses,
I have to
man.
do that. I'm gonna repeat it.
It
And it's
happened.
funny too because I just had something I was gonna come in hard with, like, ah, and then he was like, wait, change the subject. And I was like,
Well, do you remember it?
yes, I remember it.
Well, bring it back.
Okay,
No.
let's connected.
Let's
Let's
connect.
do
Good.
it.
All right. No, he ain't. He ain't a fan doing it.
No, is he?
He's not doing it. Are you playing? Are you serious right now?
I'm gonna let it pass. Oh my god, this is so
Okay,
hard.
hold on to
I'll
it.
remember. Go ahead, V.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll remember.
You said connected. It reminded me of the education connection thing. The get connected for free.
Not education
Yeah, okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're on a roll.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
It's all good.
Okay, no more.
It was just to the point, and I think what I really wanted to, like, with this particular song and this particular person, I just remember from, like, the moment I saw him, I was just, like, carved for me. Like, what a beautiful individual. But yeah, I was just kind of an asshole, but was so beautiful, you know? And just kind of that was, like, what, like, but also, like, engaging, like, it was complicated. It was complicated.
Right, yeah.
I want to make it sound like it was just shitty, like, there was moments, like,
Right.
but it was just the...
But it wasn't
It was
what.
foggy. It was fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was never the clarity and the conciseness that I needed or that could have ever... you know, that was never there to lead to anything real. And I'm speaking of one particular person, but again, this was an archetype that I've run into a number of times. And it just made me... And again, I mean... So I'm going to try and string this all together in a way that makes sense, but I think this was one of my big awakenings of thinking about the concept of love and control. And then also when you two were talking about, you know, people ending up in relationships in the South, and I think there's a way where, which is where you both happen to be from, but if we're looking at a larger context of, like, traditional society, and also how people... You were saying how you feel like people are meant to be alone, and I feel like that's true, and also there's a way where there's, like, shame around being alone. Yeah. You know? Like,
yeah.
So I think that's, again, when we play these games, you know, like the Ojurime song, or when we, you know, we struggle to draw those boundaries because it's like, oh, this thing looks so good. It looks so right.
Especially as
so
you get
good.
older, there's so much that is tied to...
You know? And when something, like, looks so good, or is in a nice package, or... you know, something could look so right. It just looks so much like the thing that you want. So then you try and make it be the thing that you want, but then...
You'll create a whole...
You create the world that you need it to be.
With it, yeah.
But this, I think, goes back to the point you made, Brandon. I loved it. So I also do tarot and astrology, so I try to... I know not everyone speaks those languages, but that's so much of how I think about a lot of life's concepts, because that's my work. So I loved the way that you were talking about how love isn't just an emotion, it's also like an action. And that made me think of, because even in the tarot, there's the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups is about the emotional fulfillment, like that's the happy ending, kissing your lover in the rain that everyone wants. But the 10 of Pentacles is like, does the shit work though? You know, like the money, the stability, the house, are you going to show up, the dependability? So like, I love how even in that world, it's like that exact point comes up of like the roundedness, you know, and the multidimensionality of what love actually has.
Yeah. And we deserve that. Like, we all deserve that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we deserve to have something that that feels good, in totality, and everything, you know, no one's perfect, no situation is perfect, and like there's growing pains and there are rough times, but I think through all of that you can still feel loved. You know what I mean? And
Very
I think
true.
like we all deserve that. And I think I had like, it's so crazy. Have y'all heard of Tabitha Brown?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
That name sounds familiar.
I'm obsessed. She's vegan. She's she got her.
Well,
I
I
love.
don't. Just continue.
She blew up on TikTok.
Okay,
And,
I was about to ask like how am I supposed to know?
Yeah,
Okay.
she blew up on TikTok. But she had this video. I'm gluten free. I have celiac, and so I can't have gluten, and like I have like a severe case, so I can't have anything like that touches gluten or whatever. So but sometimes like I will like sacrifice them because I want to have a good time, but then like just be on the toilet for 3 days. And so she just said one time where she was like, you know, that thing that you're supposed to be eating or you're not supposed to eat, you know, don't eat it. And she tied it back around to self-love. And like, you know, you deserve better than to feel crappy. You deserve better. And that like changed my, like literally changed my life. It was just so, and I wish I was exaggerating because I do exaggerate. That's like my thing. But shut up. But yeah, I like wish that like I was exaggerating, but it like really changed my life. Like, because it's like even me eating gluten or eating something that touched gluten when I wasn't supposed to is a reflection of how I feel about myself.
Yeah, it's
You know
like
what I'm
is that sacrifice worth worth it for you?
And it's
are you
never is.
gaining anything out of doing that
Yeah.
that benefits you?
Yeah, and like, you know, it like I deserve to feel good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if eating gluten doesn't make me feel good, eating things that touch gluten doesn't make me feel good, then it's just something I don't need to do.
Right.
And when I'm in a place where I'm like, I'm gonna just eat it, I have to check myself and like, okay, like how am I feeling today? Like what is, like, why am I just willing to just throw it out? Like I've been feeling good these last 2 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? Like it really is tied, like what we allow and what we, it really is tied to like how you feel about yourself. And I didn't realize that. And I think to tie it back around to what we were talking about, I think like, when we do the molding and we, try to make something be what it's not, like we really are, we're doing ourselves a disservice because we deserve for whatever it is to be what it is.
Right.
And I think like that's something I've learned. Like I can't make something up for somebody. I can't like, give somebody a narrative. Like I have to do what I can with what I got.
Yeah.
And like, I can't make nothing up for you.
Right. Yeah. This is I have a comment, but more in relation to the gluten thing, less in relation to like people.
Oh, you good?
But like when you make that I lost it. Never mind.
When I do what?
It wasn't like a negative thing.
Oh,
I was gonna compare it to something, but I lost it.
Oh,
so it's alright.
Gluten sucks. I don't know.
Fuck gluten. We outside.
We are. It is
gluten.
We are outside though.
We outside waiting for gluten to finish their job.
Yeah,
we polite. We polite, but we outside.
We just want to talk gluten. That's
got
it.
some bones to pick with you, sir.
We just want to talk,
ma'am.
Anybody finna fight you?
Them. But we could if it get to that. We ready.
But we not.
Gluten.
We just want to talk. But we will.
Just so you know, we with it.
We don't like you.
We with it.
We are.
Fuck your ass up.
Yeah, because we don't like you.
West side.
Gluten.
That's the name of a whole project, by the way. West Side Gluten. That's like, seriously? I don't know if it's a book, it's an album, it's a next boy band. I don't know.
West Side Gluten. I know that's right.
Shout out West Side Gluten.
That's our writing team name.
How you make a G? How you make a G with your hand?
So my publishing, West Side Gluten.
Right, like we gonna start writing. Demand Records is West Side Gluten.
That's how we do it.
Gluten.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
We bonded to this for life. We can't never turn our backs on the team.
Not him.
We got put on. We got put on.
I'm screaming. There's gluten on the floor.
What up in it?
Y'all might not say, but I do.
Nah, they can see it's in the frame.
It's there. Sorry, I'm hungry. Gluten is delicious though.
They hate me low key. They hate me. I'm trying to see my downfall.
Hey, I ain't
couldn't eat
eat no
gluten.
gluten. Did I partake?
I'm always blame you.
Wait, does this?
I don't understand how this
I ain't
is.
been
You
eating
can
them.
hate
Let me
me.
see.
It said corn.
Everything been your fault all day. Just off GP.
Well, you can't touch it then.
If it's, we'll see.
What the? Why are you touching the top of the
It's the
bag?
bag. It look like it's no gluten in it.
Really? Oh, I remember.
I considered that when we was in the place. I saw corn. I was like, all right. I don't know if there's gluten in corn, but I was just all right. Vegetable. Let me get a vegetable chip.
My dog. These were made in North Hollywood.
Of course they would be.
Shout out.
I know. My dog.
Wait.
Think about me.
With this on the front.
Read the bite. The bite said. That's what the bite said.
The bike. It took me a minute to process that. I was like, wait. Oh, okay.
Oh, the surreal.
I forgot where you was from.
Yeah. It's just I think they're appealing to this crowd with.
Yeah.
this-
They definitely heavy on the sweet.
Really? I'll try.
They sweet on them.
you
They
do
got
want one?
sweet on them.
Later.
If sweet was a flavor, they sweet.
It's like
They
the
sweet
worst of the
flavor.
ingredients. Sweet.
Sweet.
They sweet flavor.
That's it. It's sweet.
It's
Yeah. Were you gonna do the second verse, or
Oh.
was that all you was gonna break down of it?
Oh.
Or was it-
Sorry. I thought
It's up to you.
wanted a verse or
It's up.
That's what he has said.
Oh, does that mean I'm supposed? Okay.
I had said just the verse.
That's what I thought you said. Did I make that up? I might have made that up.
Right.
I coulda
It's just like
lied.
a verse,
Well,
right?
I'm here in the flesh right now,
Okay.
and I saying this whatever you want to do.
Okay. Thank you. Wow. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. I think I'll just kind of, because you can listen to the rest, everywhere that music is streaming. So if you
I
want,
know that's right.
What they put in the theme about?
DrifterShapeShifter.
How you spell that?
As exactly as it sounds, but it is one word though. It's one word.
Tell them how to do
Drifter
it. They like
shapeshifter.
that.
Yeah. And if that's too long, remember.
Somebody.
WYK.
Somebody's in. I'm here for you.
Yeah, somebody appreciates that.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so I think this was a dynamic. I just felt so on with everything that we're talking about today. Just because I feel like this, just the so many aspects of what we're talking about, I feel like converge in this song.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, thank you.
I agree.
And I think just to tie it up with the bow, it's probably for a whole other deeper conversation, but I think there was a way where the experience, it did serve in a way. I think there was a way where, and I think we've talked about this too, there's a way where the fantasy kept me going during a period where I really didn't want to. And so there is a way where I've been able to come full circle and be like, wow, thank you, brain. You gave me something that invigorated me and excited me, even, to entice me and keep me going. And in that way, I was like, all right, brain, I see you. Brilliant survival mechanism. So, and it also gave me this song and a lot of valuable life lessons. Shout out, brain.
Come on, brain. That's how I try to reckon with
Mm-hmm.
bad situations too. When I've written about them, it's like, okay, I would have never written this had I not gone through that. So I think that's a really good point too as an artist. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we got to go through stuff and experience stuff to have material
Child,
to
rolls
translate for. It's like the ultimate sacrifice.
It is, but people don't look at it like that.
They don't at all.
They don't look at it like
people
that.
who aren't artists, they're like,
Yeah.
you just shut that out.
It's like no,
I lived through
I'm
something.
I'm living through stuff and I'm talking about it.
I survived.
And then I'm telling you to listen to it.
Yeah. No, I struggled with that with my EP. It was so deeply, disgustingly personal that
Yeah.
I felt like completely naked and couldn't listen to it after it was out for like 2 weeks because I'm like, ew, people have heard it. Like, yeah.
I started to really fall in love with that feeling though, and it's I don't know, like it's so uncomfortable, but like I like being uncomfortable to a certain. Maybe it's like a fetish.
Not a kink.
Hey, but I'm saying like it like it's just I like music in that emotion, and I like the kind of music I make in that emotion. But I know the only way to authentically make that is that I unfortunately gonna have to I'm gonna have to go through stuff, and I think I like indirectly speak this into my relationships. And like it's just a spiral that like I just keep repeating, and like it's like this sucks, but I'm happy, but they are making music and people like the music, but like I hate my life every time it happens and every album,
Yeah.
And then it's like finding yourself from the bottom, like is weird publicly.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people don't realize like.
But I like it, so I put myself in that situation.
But I think it's cool, and I think people don't realize how hard they can be. Because I mean, all music is autobiographical, and I think Taylor Swift's last 2 projects, I heard when I was listening to her talk about it, she said that she freed herself from having to feel like every song had to be autobiographical, and I thought that was really cool. And
I can't make music that's not autobiographical.
Just like telling stories,
I get it.
Which I thought was cool because I do think sometimes for me that can be a crutch. Like I'll say something, I'm like, I've never been through that, I'm not gonna say that, and it was like I don't have to have been through that,
Right.
I don't have to have been through that to say that. Or
I do gotta address something because I know like with the nature of the internet, like people have the ability to like chop up stuff, right? So like as a rapper, people be trying to be like, oh, you said this in a song, so you gotta be living that. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant, but by what I just said.
Get it right.
What I'm saying is that like I can only rap about my experiences. As a rapper, as a lyricist, I'm allowed to portray that experience through whatever means I want to. So the thing that I'm saying, the underlying thing is the truth. Everything else can be curated to fit whatever to paint the picture, right? Because that's the goal as an artist. Like the majority of artists are not living what they're saying, and it's like as a listener, if that's your goal and you're looking for that from somebody, it's a really fucked up thing to look at in a song, because it's like it's
limiting.
That's stupid to me.
That's not where authenticity comes from in artistry anyway.
Yeah.
Like I think people that aren't artists think that the authenticity comes from just saying what you lived or just saying what you know, and that I don't think that's just a limiting way to look at what artistry is and what an artist is. Because I mean, like you think about movies and people don't know, them don't know nothing about no Star Wars, and like you know what I'm saying. Like if people only wrote what they knew and experienced, we wouldn't have a lot of the wonderful art that we have today. So I think it's a limiting thing to think that because I talked about it, I actually meant it, or I went through it. That's not necessarily true.
And I don't be painting myself in no bubbles or nothing with rap or nothing. But I've never been in a situation where I've like openly discussed things for this long, and as a byproduct of that, things can happen.
Yeah.
So as long as it also exists, the full context of what I said, I'm fine with it.
That was the scariest part about having a podcast, though. Like, saying something and being like, okay, now look. Because y'all like to chop stuff up. I'm going to give you something else to chop up. Like, that was like the hardest part. Because you can say something that applies to something, but like it don't apply to everything. So then you be scared that somebody going to take that and say,
and then to a certain extent, it's like, what the fuck I got to worry about what you think about what I'm saying for?
Yeah, but it just sucks, like, to be on Twitter and to like see a clip,
log off.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, like, to see a clip of something and then you be like, dang, that sucks. I wonder what the whole, because most people actually don't even care what the whole interview was like. Right. Then you go watch
80% of people not go watch the whole.
And then I go watch the whole interview and I'm like, oh, that's
right.
This wasn't nothing. Okay, like, but I hate that for people, So like, I wouldn't want that to
But
happen
then
to
you
me.
open yourself up to that if you're gonna speak in public forum.
Period. And you have to be okay with, you can't try to control, and not to be corny, but you can't try to control like that.
Yeah, and I'm willing to budge on my opinions. I'm growing.
And that's crazy, because I don't think we as a society allow for space for that. Like, I don't have to think the same thing I thought yesterday. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but there is nothing
Change your
wrong with
damn mind.
and you should.
Exactly.
You should. You better not be thinking the same way you was
Like,
when you were 12.
how would you feel if somebody's like a racist and like they just keep yelling the same thing every day, like, but you could, like you wouldn't want them to, you wouldn't want to like pray for a situation that would make them like, okay, maybe they might like need to get some water, right? Maybe they've been saying this for so long. Maybe they just been across the street yelling the N-word all day, right? This won't really happen, but like somebody just yelling the N-word at you all day, and then they thirsty. You go give them a water, or the person that gives them water happens to be black. Would they continue doing that after that? Like just like I feel like something has to happen, like, and you got to give people the space for something to happen to let them change their minds.
I do agree, but I also think that that the narrative is more nuanced than that. Obviously,
of course.
Like, I don't feel like
that wasn't even the greatest example. It was a example.
No, and I don't feel like I don't know why I said that, because it doesn't need to be said. But I do think that sometimes people use that analogy or that thinking like at the base level, because that's what it is. Like, there's more to it, but like at the base level, that's what it is. But I think sometimes people take that and make it the job of the oppressed or the downtrodden to then educate and uplift the oppressor. And I think there's like a fine line between giving people grace and people showing us that they want to do something different and they want to learn something different. Right. And I think that's the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, you're gonna be racist until you right. Like, I shouldn't have to educate, and you know what I mean? Like, but I think that's not what you were saying. But I think that people take that concept and then use that as like a way to like,
that was high key one of the moments where like when people talking about something and then like people looking at you like, how you gonna make this make sense?
Those are those moments you just now. You're like,
no, I feel like y'all was looking at me like,
what are you talking about?
How are you gonna tie like somebody yelling like a racial slur?
I know where it was going.
And you personally
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know where that was gonna go. But you wrapped it around.
Oh,
good for you.
That was a struggle.
You wrapped it on around.
I definitely felt it though.
You did it though. You should
yeah.
wrapped it right around.
Like I'm gonna make this make sense.
You did it.
I'm proud of myself.
You did it.
You not go escape having to also do the same thing.
I was trying to so bad.
I know.
It's a time to sing.
Okay. So I chose a song that I did not write or record.
Oh, you different.
Yeah, because we couldn't do that. I didn't feel like I had a song that it's funny because you said "Come Down" earlier, and I didn't consider it that way. So I didn't.
That's the beauty of music. That
is dope.
Everybody's gonna perceive your music differently.
And I thought that was really cool because I never looked at it like that. But so I didn't choose that, and I didn't really feel like I had anything that like illustrated the topic pretty well. So I was like, what songs do I like that might, So I am a Paramore stan. And there's a song on their self-titled album called "Last Hope." And
Haley has the same last name as me.
Haley Williams.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I be thinking that's important. I'm gonna make it
Your names are so close.
Yeah, they're really similar.
Yeah.
I love them, and I think to start, what's really cool about their style of writing is that it feels like day to day. Like, it's not about like love and relationships a lot. It's about like really niche, nuanced topics, and I think that's really cool. And some of my like main inspiration when I write, because we talked about this before, but like I've never really been in love like that. So sometimes when I like feel myself wanting to talk about it, it's really weird. So I try to like find different things to say and talk about. So and I think they do that really well. So they have this song called "Last Hope," and I'm gonna sing the bridge.
Ew.
And I'm gonna talk about it, and then I don't know.
Cool beans.
And the salt in my wounds isn't burning any more than it used to. It's not that I don't feel the pain, it's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. And the blood in these veins isn't pumping any less than it ever has. And that's the hope I have, the only thing I know that's keeping me alive. Oh, alive. It's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. And when it's dark out, no one's around, it keeps glowing. It's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. And when it's dark out, no one's around, it keeps going. Yeah.
Now if it don't sound like that, I'm gonna be mad.
I don't think I did it justice. I get so nervous when I sing.
Are there runs in the song?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
I would be disappointed.
Give them to us.
I told you it's always what we're
I was
Brandy
like,
do.
did they like step out the box?
No.
Like, did they start doing some? Like, I'm like trying to imagine that over.
No, I have this thing where I have to sing stuff differently. Like I have to change the melody every time I sing something.
So why that? Why that? Song?
I think it illustrates what like I've learned about control, for myself, and like when we were talking about having like autonomy and like agency over like us, and that's it. And you know what I'm saying, when she said, and the salt in my wounds isn't burning any more than it used to. It's not that I don't feel the pain, it's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. So it's like, I still hurt, it still hurts, but like I see it differently and I feel it differently because I changed like this up here. And I think that's basically what it's about. Like, and then the other verses she talks about, like, I thought my life would be different, by now. And I thought like things would be different. And I think the only thing that I realized that I can't control anything else but like me. And like, sometimes your circumstances are beyond your control,
Yeah.
And but I can control, like, at the end of the day I have like control.
Yeah, that does play into like exactly what you like started off saying.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So yeah, I thought it like illustrated best what I think control is and like how I understand it and how I try to use it, use the concept in my everyday life. And so I thought like that was the perfect song to talk about that. Yeah. Hell yeah, I love you.
Good choice. You also make music though, so how people find that?
Yeah, I make music.
I didn't say you also make music like 4 times.
I do, and yeah.
Like for both of you.
Yeah. No,
like
but we do.
This.
It's a good reminder because I'm not good at like talking about myself in my music, but yeah, I'm Brandon J. Patrick, and that's how you type it in: Brandon space J space Patrick, and the letter J.
Do you spell the space?
I'm not gonna spell the space.
No, I said, do you spell the space?
What you mean?
What if they ain't never type out words before?
Don't start. It's Brandon space bar. Click the space bar. The letter J. Click the space bar. Patrick.
Tell them what to do.
They like that. They put.
You said it. You said it.
They put. I just put out a song called "Come Down" in January. Yeah, and I had my EP "Small Ties Volume 1" is a year old now, but it's still beautiful and it's my love.
Is that an anniversary? What do you call it? In the EP anniversary?
Yes, EP anniversary. I'm actually about to drop
Epiversary.
Epiversary. I'm about to drop like a lyric video for Malibu, in celebration of the 1 year EP anniversary. But yeah, that's what I do. The epiversary.
Beautiful.
Thanks. I sounded off. See,
You go analyze it. We're not gonna get into that.
I'm never gonna listen to it, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't listen to me. You actually should stop me from talking. Where's the tape? I need to put it on my mouth.
You just gotta let it be.
And
And talk about something else.
And the thing is like they're memories for me. Like there's some songs, some Paramore songs, and some Hayley Williams songs that they've been there. They've gotten me through a lot.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah, for sure.
So I love that. I wasn't expecting that, and I love that you brought them in. And I love the way that you're talking about it. Of like, it's like how she's saying that like she has the control. The wound doesn't have the control.
Yeah.
And also I love that line about how the spark keeps going even when no one's looking. Cause
yeah.
It's like it's not about kind of exactly what you were saying. It's not about the external. It's about like how I'm harnessing and working with what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like what's cool about it too is that I think things take on like a different life or a different view when you take the emphasis off of them and like put it on yourself.
Exactly.
And I think like, not talking about the things but talking about how you're dealing with them is like a totally different like world. And I think that's what's really cool about the song. And I think that's what's really cool about them as a group. I think they make music, like I said, like that's like day to day, that can talk about, just like practicality and how we feel and how we think and how we.
When you broke it down, I didn't realize it was so conversational. Like even like listening to the lyrics, like as you said them, I didn't realize it was so conversational. In like the best way possible. Yeah. That's not a negative thing.
It's like pedestrian.
Yeah, but like it makes it so relatable, and like there's like a really, it's hard to write that.
Extremely.
And
that's like my goal, I think. Yeah. Because like I said, I've never, and you also don't have to write about things you have experienced.
Yeah, it's hard to write something conversational. Yeah. That feels good.
Yeah.
That works as a song. So that's tight. I'm gonna like actually listen to that song. Check it out. What was it called?
It's called Last Hope. Yeah. They have really good albums.
They've just the tracks. I mean, Conspiracy to this day is just such fire.
So good.
Explain to me.
It's so
conspiracy against me. It'll never get old.
You sound like her. That's so crazy. Like the way you pronounce the words. Yeah. Well, I used to like. That's what you get when you let your heart win. Oh, like when she was like, what she said.
Bring forth the Paramore duet. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You know what I'm talking about? Like what she said. I wonder how am I supposed to feel when you're not here? 'Cause I burned every bridge I ever built. When you were here, I still try. Holding on to silly things I never learned. Oh, why? All the possibilities. I'm sure you've heard.
There's a reason why Paramore is accepted in Black culture.
Melody choices, first of all.
That's what I'm saying. Paramore is one of those groups where like I don't know a lot of the songs by name, but every song someone's played for me, I've really really liked.
So good. It's soulful. You can tell she grew up in church some kind of way.
You could feel it in like the melody choices,
in her vocal power, and just like so raw. Like even I remember reading early on. I think like Shaka Khan is a really big influence of hers,
which is so cool.
That makes that makes sense a little bit like with what I resonate with from what I hear.
And it comes through like, and there's a song on Pedals for Armor. Is that the name of the album?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, what's the now I want your love. Get a little, give a little. It's just like
how does the song go?
Love's the opposite of fear.
Yeah.
And she's just like serving like such raw power, and it's like, and even the melody, it makes me think of Shaka Khan. Like I hear that influence.
That's what it's giving.
Particular song. It's just like.
I mean, even on that same album, open your mouth, say something warm. Like when she said, I've been on the stranger side of your door. Like that's crazy to say. Like,
That's a bar.
what? But like the melody,
That's a bar.
can't even remember why we ever. Yeah, it's just like an R&B groove. Like,
Totally.
which is really cool because it's just not what you expect.
You
but,
could hear it.
you know.
You could hear it, and that's definitely one of the things that I like. You know, like when and maybe this is just like my like personal experience, but like watching y'all like bond over that. It was like when like I'll be around people talking about sports,
Yeah.
and like I don't know shit about sports,
Yeah.
and they just like the way they're running, the way you see how he threw the ball. I don't fucking
That's
know
how you threw the
some
ball.
shit.
I'm screaming.
That show you how much I.
Ball handling technique is next level.
Is that what people be talking about? That show you how much I don't know nothing about no sports.
It's all
I like
good, King.
skateboarding. That's it. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Skateboard V.
I played. No, don't do that.
Skateboard V.
No. I played like Blitz. That's the closest. Yeah.
That's how
or
old,
like
yeah.
NBA Street.
It was fun. Those were both really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NBA Street, shout out, introduced me to that gorgeous song. They reminisce over you.
That was the first time I heard that.
Changed my life. I was like,
Yeah, see, we could bond over stuff too. I'm gonna get my revenge.
First it was
Get
like
my
glasses. Oh gosh, all these attacks, child. About to get a lawyer.
It's all fun and games.
Of course.
It's just a joke. I keyed. Remember Triumph?
I was about to say all these references, early 2000s, Wonder shows in.
Yeah.
Triumph what was the full name? The puppet dog.
Triumph. I don't know, something dog.
I don't remember that. Like I remember the imagination. Like that is like that unlocked
Are
a
you
memory.
sure you remember?
You don't remember?
Or you think you remember?
Maybe, I don't know. It just like unlocked. Do you know how like sometimes somebody will say something like it'll unlock a memory? Yeah. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, somebody had it on, and I was like, oh, I've seen this before. Like I didn't recognize the name, like.
But you remember the character.
I remember the character. I remember the story. Like I remember it, but like it like unlocked a memory because I would have never thought about it again had I not seen it.
You ever heard that song "Unlock the Swag" by Ray Shrimmer?
No.
They go unlock the swag, unlock, unlock the swag, unlock.
It's profound.
He had to let you know the swag was unlocked.
The songbirds of our generation.
Like, it's like they telling you to unlock the swag and then it's unlocked.
And then it's unlocked. That's all it takes. Unlock
in
the
the
swag,
same
King.
bar.
Unlock the swag.
In
King.
the same bar, it's unlocked.
That's all it takes. Unlock the swag and the swag is unlocked. My God, that'll preach. That'll preach.
Yeah. I don't think they intended for it to be that deep.
It's not because it's not. Because it's not. But you know.
Yeah. We just gonna sit here and nod.
I feel like what were we talking about? We were talking about something.
He was singing about
Watching us bond. That was the last.
The hateration was the last thing we were talking about in this dancery.
My brain is so scattered, man.
Did you bring Mary into this?
Yeah, he said hateration.
Yeah,
how do you hear the word hateration and not think that?
It's
That's
true.
so good. It's only gonna be about a matter of time.
She said she was so proud that she was working with Dr. Dre on that song. She said this Dre beat multiple times.
As she should. Well, I think he blessed her and she knew it was a hit. Like,
I don't like when people do that.
Really?
Like, I don't like when people. You can say it one time.
Okay.
Don't. She said this Dre beat, this Dre track. She said it multiple times.
I've never noticed
talking
that.
about the track.
I didn't know that Dr. Dre produced that song.
Mm-hmm.
But but it was fire. It was exactly.
There are many
It was one of
lyrics
those.
in reference to who made the track in the song, but it's a great song.
I just can't help it.
and Mary is a legend.
Yeah, I love her. I love her. Her new album is okay.
When did it come out?
Super Bowl weekend.
That is such a genius move.
And it did well. It did really well. Like it,
As it should.
and,
What
but
the
I
fuck?
didn't
That's
think I was
smart.
gonna like it for whatever reason. Like there was no reason for me to think that. Like I just
gotta
didn't think I
peep.
was gonna like it.
I didn't know she was still releasing music.
It's so good.
She went off
I
at
love
the
it.
Super Bowl.
She did. I love her. Like her new album is really, really good. It's like a few, everybody, but it's for the most part, like it's really good. Like I was so like pleasantly surprised. I don't know why, but yeah.
I had not one but 2 hamsters as a child named Mary after Mary J. Blige. The first one died, so then I had to get another one.
I know that's
But they
good.
were both Mary.
I read a thing. Are you sure it was dead or was it happening? Because I read a thing on Twitter where it said that
Is my animal dead or is it hibernated?
yeah, like because when hamsters get to a certain like when their body gets to a certain temperature, they automatically like snap into hibernation mode, and they could be
somebody
asleep for up to
searched
a
that?
week. So like your
That's
hamster,
wild.
not to traumatize you, but your hamster could have been alive.
It's been
She
20
was a very
minutes.
nice hamster.
Get it out of here.
All she did was bite me, so
Oh,
I
nice. Yeah.
don't really know why I had her.
But yeah, I didn't know that. And like there was a 3rd grade class in my elementary school who like, the hamster like wouldn't wake up, so they like, disposed of it. But it was probably
In
just
trash.
hibernating. Yeah.
Wonder what that must have been a rude awakening.
What?
If it woke up.
Oh.
Hamster.
Oh, yeah.
Try to woke up with God. I mean,
You can't wake up dead.
Imagine like what they thinking. Like, they got me fucked up.
look.
They didn't put me in the
They went to sleep, woke up.
I was just sleeping.
God, is that you?
They in like a landfill. Somewhere.
Can you imagine going to sleep and waking up with God because somebody threw you away because they thought you was,
My bad.
you was dead?
My bad.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. It traumatized a few folks.
I'm sorry. You'll be alright.
Child, we with the Lord now. Child. You know?
Wow. Thank you. That.
Sorry, maybe I should have kept it to myself. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's all right. It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. Fine.
That's funny.
That's,
Wow.
Sam thinks I'm dead. I ain't said nothing to him in hours.
Izzy, Sam.
Yeah, my friend, my brother.
Samantha.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I'm gonna call him Samantha from now on.
Okay.
He's already Lucy. He claims to be Buttercup. He's not Buttercup.
Oh, because y'all the Powerpuff Girls. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't tell. He talking about.
Buttercup.
No. He claims to. He the green one.
He's Buttercup.
That's Buttercup. He
So
he
he's
Buttercup. He
Oh, I love
Buttercup.
that. Buttercup
He
was always
wouldn't.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Such a bad bitch.
Yeah. He mean.
He talking about being left out. I ain't a Powerpuff Girl. We could bond all we want because I will never be a Powerpuff Girl. It's already 3 of them.
Giving me Blossom vibes though, so
I like main character sense. Like I definitely have that. Like I definitely. Yeah. Are you too a Blossom? You also like is that like who like if you could be any of them?
My favorite was Buttercup.
The House of Blossom.
Right, House of Blossom. House of Blossom.
That one's tight.
That one's funny.
I'd consider after hearing it that way.
The
The lure.
Can you
The
join
lure.
our house? We'll see.
That's right.
I think it was for me, because I wasn't like that, but I think I wanted to be like that. She just didn't give a fuck. She fucking love. And I wanted to be like that, you know. Some part of me, not like. I think I was maybe, if I'm being honest, more of a Bubbles. Maybe.
I definitely am like Stacey. Like I never know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm definitely pretty spacey.
I literally always.
Space is cool